Vacationland is my book of true stories. You know, I had written 3 books of invented trivia and fake facts, and I had been on The Daily Show in the same persona as sort of this deranged professor spouting nonsense. And around the time that I turned 40, I just didn't feel like making up phony jokes about Zeppelin versus submarine wars, and certainly was not really into making fun of the gentleman who would eventually become the president of the United States right now, because there was no comedy I could do as the deranged millionaire on The Daily Show that would compete with the long-form improv that Donald Trump has been doing his whole life. So I started telling true stories on stage about my own life as a weird only child grown up to be a husband and father and white male monster staring down the second half of his life. And that became the book called Vacationland. And it follows my awkward travels through 3 different wildernesses. The wilderness of rural western Massachusetts, where I spent a lot of my youth, and the painful beaches of coastal Maine, where my wife has instructed me I will accept my death, and the haunted forest of middle age that connects those things, that period of time when we all eventually realize that the story of our lives has reached a midpoint and is eventually going to come to an end. And it's a hard thing to adjust to, especially if you are a cis straight white dude like I am and have been told by culture that you are the hero of the story for generations, to realize, oh, I'm a minor character at best, and I will go. Yeah, you know, I grew a mustache when I turned 40, and then I followed it with this terrible beard and many people have asked me, why did you do this to your face? And a lot of those people are my wife. And it's funny how I don't really have an answer. I just have apologies. It was a compulsion. And over time, I've come to appreciate that, you know, weird dads in their 40s grow facial hair in an unconscious way. And partly it's an evolutionary signal that says, I'm all done. You know, I've had children, my DNA is out there in the world, my evolutionary purpose is fulfilled, attention, mating, population. This says, no thank you. I no longer deserve physical closeness. Time to me focus on my weird dad hobbies like puns and doing research into world wars and bridges and writing that memoir that I always wanted to write, and I did it. And then there's another compulsion too. I think that was the mustache, and the beard came along. I think people, you know, dudes who grow beards want to see what happens, what comes out of their face when they stop taking care of themselves. They want to see who the secret bearded man who lives inside of them is. And I discovered that I'm basically the IT guy for the Duck Dynasty.